So welcome guys, welcome back to the vlog, and in today's video we're going to talk about the 5 things I love about the Maserati GT. Today we're actually here at my work, so before we get into the video, kind of want to give you a small tour of Pagani Beverly Hills. Never gave you guys an actual tour before of this place. You know, I've been working here for about a year and a half now, so if you've been like following me on my journey, you can see that I dropped off on the amount of content I kind of released. Look at the lineup here. It's absolutely amazing. Like typically where I sit is right here, the front, which sucks because pretty much I have to greet everybody that comes in. So we'll start off with the front. We have the 2014 Pagani Huayra. This thing looks fantastic. One of my favorite cars here in the showroom, of course. And then we have the 812 Superfast with the N Largo kit. Looking insane in this matte copper. So apparently there's only 15 of these in the world. There's only 3 here in the US, and all 3 of them are here in Southern California. There's this copper one, there's a white one, and then there's also a red one. Over here we got a Speedster, we got a GTC4 Lusso T, California T, a 982, what we call the Banana Boat, and then the Chiron. This is my coworker Ramis. He's already shaking his head, like thinking like, who's this idiot that's in the showroom? But yeah, so that's basically a small tour of the showroom. Like, what would you guys pick? Would you guys pick the Chiron or the Huayra? It's such a hard decision. I mean, there's like, you can't really compare the two because they're so different. Like the way they drive, the way they look, and like kind of like their presence. But I would probably go with the Pagani just because I love that thing. All right, so let's get to the main focus of our video, which is the Maserati GT. Here it is, the 2012 Maserati GT, yay! So this thing has stuck it with me for quite some time now. We've gone over a lot of problems, and it is frustrating like dealing with all of them. But since the car was pretty cheap, to reiterate, I got this for approximately 40 grand, which is super good considering it's the way it looks and everything like that, the way it drives. I'm gonna clean this later today, don't worry. I'm gonna clean this car after this. Yeah, at one point this bumper was repainted, but I don't know why it looks so bad right now. Yeah, it looks terrible, but I still love this thing. I do plan on wrapping it like matte white. Just trying to save up enough money to do that. I mean, it's the winter season right now, so the whole family coming through, I didn't really have time. But anyway, let's get to the 5 things about this video. And the first thing I love about this car is the looks. With the looks alone, it's really hard to compete. Designed by Pininfarina, so it doesn't really get any better than that. And look at the rear. Fantastic, dude. When you see other Maserati GTs on the street, I just go bananas, like, you know, because when you're sitting inside the car, you can't really see like the outside of this car, and you can't really enjoy it. And then the second thing that I love about this car is the exhaust note. I mean, I know a lot of you can agree with me there. You get the beautiful V8, and start it up and get some of that noise. And then I love the sport button right here. What I wish they could have done is put the sport button maybe on the steering wheel or something like that, because I press it so much. Every time I see a cop. Oh, update on the TPMS for 2012 at least. There's a place where you can check online if your car has a recall, and I checked. My car has a recall on the TPMS. So I'm gonna get in contact with one of the Maserati dealerships in my area so we can get that finally corrected. Sauce. Oh man. You absolutely can't beat that noise. And look at the mileage I had this morning. 50 miles, 22 miles per gallon. The best that I got today was actually 24, but then I drove in the city and it kind of decreased. But look at that, it's not that bad for a Ferrari V8. You know, it does so good when you're taking out long trips, but then the moment you hit the city, that's when the mileage just like takes like a nosedive. The third thing I love about this car is actually the way it drives. It surprisingly drives really good. Like, so the other day at my work, we actually have a 570 GT for sale, McLaren 570 GT. When I drove that, it's fantastic. It's beautiful. It looks like a spaceship, and it's like stupidly fast, but for some reason I just felt disconnected from the whole car. This thing, it makes me feel entertained like the whole entire time because of the sound, the way it actually accelerates, even though it doesn't accelerate that fast. Just the way the power comes on, and the closer you get to redline, it feels so good. And the sound, whew. Did I mention the sound again? I don't know. With the 570 GT, I felt so disconnected. I felt like it was like a laptop, but this one, you know, it has character. It's hard to explain unless you kind of drive the two back to back. Well, actually, with the 570, you don't even have to drive it back to back. You just drive it once, and then you can kind of tell. So Aston Martin's actually down that street that way, and O'Gara, McLaren, and Bugatti are down that way. So we're kind of like in the center of everything. Ferrari's to the left, Lamborghini's to the right. That's GI Automotive, where DDE and all those guys bring their cars. Awesome guys over there. Helped me a lot with this car. Yeah, so I'm running Pirellis in the back and some off-brand tires for now. The front. I also plan on changing the rims. Like literally, this car is perfect to every day. It's super comfortable. There's actually a lot of space and a lot of room. My parents, you know, sometimes when we have no choice but to take this car, they do sit in the back and they say it's fairly comfortable. I just wouldn't recommend anybody staying there for too long. I'm personally 5'8", and I fit just fine there. I mean, it does get cramped eventually, but like the perfect car if you like you want that sports car with like supercar looks that's comfortable to drive every single day. And the transmission right there, I actually like that transmission a lot. So it shifts. It's a ZF automatic transmission, so this is the fourth thing. ZF automatic transmission. It shifts gears in, I can't remember how many milliseconds, but it's pretty damn fast for what it is. And like, you know, when you're in traffic, you just pop in automatic. Most of the time, I'm in manual mode, so I'm always using the pedals. And look at all that carbon fiber, dude. So much carbon fiber. I'm in manual mode and always in sport. You know, a lot of people say about this car, especially with the transmission, it is kind of like, you know, especially in automatic mode, it is kind of sluggish, and you can get a drive-by-wire system, kind of change the characteristic of the car. I do want to test it out though, because it is a plug-and-play. What I would do is actually probably an X-pipe or something in the future. I definitely want to do rims, and I also want to get a wrap for this thing because the black paint is just terrible. It's terrible to clean, it's terrible to maintain. The car literally looks dirty 24/7 even after I wash the damn thing. So never getting a black car again unless it's like matte black. And the last part I love about this car is that this thing is nice AF. That's what I love about working here. It's like it's not just the cars, it's the people. It's just being able to be around these cars and experiencing them is so rad. How was it? Yeah, see, exactly. But the last thing I love about this car is the way it makes me feel. This car, just like looking at it and like having it just like in my driveway. I mean my parents' driveway. Like it makes me feel so happy. I mean, they say money doesn't bring you happiness, but as a car guy though, yeah, this is my kind of official attire over here. As a car guy though, like these cars bring me so much happiness, and you know, having my own like Maserati GT. You know, every day I look forward to driving it. The drive is long. I do drive 50 miles one way, 100 miles a day back and forth from work. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to move out here over here. It'll happen soon. Just the fact of knowing like this car is waiting for me, just for me to use it anytime, and just the way it looks. For a car guy, it's like, it's the happiest feeling you can ever know. Like just knowing that you have a car in your driveway that you can just take out anytime, that you absolutely love. And with the looks and everything, yeah, this is it, dude. This is it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.